Welcome guys, we are reviewing our first week of trading on our 10k FTMO live challenge account. So our first trade, which was on Tuesday, ended up being a break even. Second trade ended up being a loss, which was on Tuesday. And then our third trade, which we are currently in, ended up being on the Friday. So we're just waiting for market open to reopen, and this trade will continue and we'll find out whether we won, break even or lost. But we are looking very high hopes on this trade. Everything's looking really nice at the minute, but this is trading, nothing's guaranteed. So as you can see, this first trade ended up being a short time frame super liquidity with the Fibonacci hitting our 0.5 level, and as you can see, we've drawn out our fair value gap. We've come down, bounced off this fair value gap, hit our 0.5 fib level, and we have currently broken structure. So why have I not entered earlier, like during the daytime? Because our trading is from 5:30 till market close on the evening as we are working. So trading is based around our work day. So we come through, we had our 5:30 about here, and we didn't end up entering any earlier because we didn't have a setup. The first setup we found, we ended up taking it on the Tuesday, which was about 8 o'clock. So really nice setup there, really nice. So I was really hopeful that we were going to hit TP, being on our first trade, which would have given us a nice buffer for the start of the challenge. We end up coming down and breaking even. And then our second trade of the challenge, will zoom out on the 1 hour, and we'll give you the 1 hour view on the first trade as well. That was the 5-minute view. So as you can see, currently market is pushing bullish. We are made our lower lows, we're making our high highs, and then we're coming down making our lower highs, and then we're looking to continue this trend bullish. So we didn't actually have any major pullback on the higher time frame for this first trade, but for those of you that trade gold or know anything about gold, once it goes, it goes. And with my backtesting of over 300 trades in 2.5 years, I found that you are really profitable actually taking these trades without any major pullback compared to a normal trade. So it pretty much works out about the same profitability and same win rate. So it's really nice. I'm not overly fussed on there being too much of a big pullback. I'm more than happy to trade the individual small time frame pullbacks. So, and then we come down to this one, which was on the Wednesday. We end up having what I thought was going to be our higher time frame, small pullback, and then pushing more bullish. But as you can see, we'll review it in a sec. We end up coming sort of being a fake breakout, and then coming back down, taking out these lower lows or these sweeps of liquidity on our lower time frame around this area, and then we're pushing bullish. So we'll come down and we'll show you. So we end up having our 15-minute sweep of liquidity, which was down here. We end up coming down, rejecting off of this sweep of liquidity. Obviously this is still 3:15 when we sweep this liquidity, so we couldn't trade. And then we had our market open for when we can trade around here. This ended up being a fake breakout, as you can see on the 5-minute time frame. This was the Thursday. We'll come down, so we end up drawing out our fib. We had our high here, we're drawing it out to our lower low, looking for a small little retracement, enough to then look to long this position. So we end up having our fake breakout, as I like to call them here. We end up staying within this 5-minute fair value gap. Would have been a really nice entry, but we just didn't have our break of structure to enter this trade here. So what I like to call as a fake breakout, we end up then coming down a bit lower, sweeping out more liquidity, more on the 1-minute liquidity, and then we've come down and with this long bullish candlestick, we've broken previous market structure, and then that is our entry. We didn't really have a fair value gap on that one, so it wasn't amazing, wasn't an overly confident setup. It's still a setup and it's still profitable nevertheless, although just on that particular one we ended up losing. So, and then we'll show you the setup for this Friday position that we end up taking. We'll zoom out again to the 1 hour to give you guys a bit of perspective. So we end up having our pullback, mini pullback, and then we are looking to take longs to go more bullish. And then, so we end up having our Fibonacci retracement, as we'll get it up from the bottom of these lower lows. That's a, oh, we don't want to do that. to our high. We end up coming down, sweeping out liquidity, which was down here, and then we are just consolidating here in this little price range. From that consolidation, we have broken out. Price has grabbed enough liquidity. We've broken out. We've made our new Fibonacci, which I did already have drawn out. We've come down, made our new Fibonacci. Come down, hit our 0.5 level. We've swept out liquidity. I think it was a 5-minute liquidity. No, it wasn't, but we was in this order block, so I was more than happy that we had enough liquidity. If we was to push up, then I would take a trade, because we are in this order block. We can see a lot of wicks down here, a lot of resting liquidity. So we end up coming down, hitting our 0.5, just shy of our 0.3. And then we've come up, and then we've had, which was really nice, we had a small little pullback of market trying to find a bit more liquidity. And as you can see, there was barely any momentum with the full candlesticks, and then the wicks either side, barely any momentum. And this next candlestick ended up being a really bullish candlestick, so that was a really lovely entry. And we end up with that bullish candlestick, end up inversing this fair value gap. So really nice setup here, really nice, really happy to here. And then we are currently in this setup, as you can see, but price isn't looking amazingly bullish at the minute. We're just hoping that price is slowing down. As you can see, we're sort of more consolidating a bit here, grabbing some liquidity. So I'm hoping either we come down for a nice little retest, and then we're going to shoot up, or new market open from the weekend is going to shoot us a bit higher, which would be really nice. And then, as you can see, our break even is up here. Our stop loss is just below our entry of the sweep of liquidity. It's the exact same setup for all of them. Our stop loss is below our previous sweep of liquidity, which was down here. We grabbed the liquidity. If we are right, then price has no reason to come down and sweep out this liquidity. So we'll put it a little bit below for price and for the spread to come down and actually just near on tick this previous liquidity and still push up, and we will still be in our trade, because price has no reason to come back down and retake this liquidity if the trade is going in our direction. So that is our week overview of our first week trading on our FTMO challenge account, and I'll pop on the screen now of the live data from the MT5 and where we are currently at. We are currently down 1.3%, which that 0.3% end up being from this high swaps, to be honest, and the slight over risk trading, which stop loss ideally is 100 quid, and then I think both our stop losses end up being 105 because we couldn't get bang on. It was either 92 or 105 for the amount of lots, because we are trading on a small amount of capital. So, and I would rather over risk than under risk. And then our swaps end up coming out to, I think, about 30 quid, which wasn't ideal, but we missed on these two. We end up under position sizing it, so we end up putting another contract on both these two trades, which is something to go into. Just initially, don't wait to see what your stop loss ends up coming out and then adding a bit more. We're just going to go with the higher contract size going forward. So we are currently down 1.5%. We're hoping for this trade for the new weekend open to push up and look to push bullish, and then get our first win on this challenge account. But as you can see, on the 5-minute time frame, starting from half 5, and we've taken 3 trades this week, which has actually been a high trading week. Normally average about 2 trades a week. So we'll look to see what the new week open can do and what we can make in the rest of the month, the 2026 month. So stay tuned, and I'll go down each day and review if we've got any setups, what market's looking like, and where my bias is, and reviewing any trades or positions that we are currently in. So have a good weekend, drop a like, subscribe if you like it, and stay tuned for further content.